morning, George. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Happy Children's Day.
Yes, thank you for reminding me about that because now I have a lot of things I can do with my kids because I forgot that today it's been posted all on Facebook, but I've been so busy on the computer I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, no, for sure. So is this mask? Is this your toy? Your kid at
Yes.
heart, sort of?
So one of the things of being a father is you kind of start to live through your kids. So when I was a niño, I watched the first Star Wars, and so I got my feelings going and made me feel this way. And then now I am going through Star Wars in order with my youngest son, and we're going through it. So right now I'm reliving my childhood through my kids. So Children's Day is really Father's Day also because we're getting a chance to go through it. So this is my whole thing because I grew up, I don't have a He-Man one, I have a She-Ra one, but I grew up with She-Ra and then I was able to go through it and then go through Star Wars. And so I've always had that as one of my favorites, being able. And then, of course, I'm always loving Batman. So Batman was always my thing. So these are my toys that I'm playing with my kids.
That's awesome. I love that. I'm going to show you what I brought today.
Oh.
I don't have a cool filter, but we've been making a lot of recycled crafts at our house. I don't know if you can see this, but Max made me a rocket, my son. It falls over every now and then. He didn't quite use enough blue tape. But we're having fun creating toys and creating memories while we're all home these days. So I love that. I love how you say, like, it's also Father's Day because we are all niños de corazón. That's for sure. And I think a lot of us, that's why we went into education, because we love kids and we're still kids at heart. So, George, I'm really excited about your topic today. Tell us what you're going to be teaching us today.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you, when we first went to this whole virtual world, I was not really doing meets. I was not really doing video conferencing. I wasn't doing. So when my world flipped around, and there's a lot of different options. You guys there's Zoom, there's FaceTime, there's all these different options. But the reason I have come to love Meet is because it works with everything Google. So it's like for me, I call it la tortilla. You can fold a tortilla and it's a taco. You can bind the ends and it's a burrito. You can roll it up and it's a flauta. You can do a lot of stuff with Meet inside the Google world. So I've come to love Meet in everything I do. So I'm going to show you all the different ways you can start it. I want to show you what it looks like on a student view. I want to show how we can do it as our classroom. And then I'm going to come and finishing it off. And I know I'm going to tell you right now, I'm looking at the corner of the clock. I'm going to finish it off with one of my favorite tools called Jamboard that works with everything Google, but with Meet, you just have it just changed my life. So I want to give you and it's all the best price for all the things I'm going to show you. It's free $99. So it's all there within the Google product. So it's been one of the things I never thought I needed, but it's everything I have to do right now.
Awesome. Well, take it away, George. We're super excited. As soon as you share your screen, I'll go ahead and share it with everybody else. And then I also have your links that I'll be sharing throughout.
Okay, and I'll tell you when to drop them so that way we can kind of flow together and all that. But
perfect.
I'm glad that was you, not me, because I was like, what is that sound? Okay, so
I need to shut my window. There's some trucks going outside.
Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go through. And again, I want to make sure you guys know I did this last time. I will try to cover it at the end. How am I doing this guy in the corner? But I'm going to start from the basics. So lo más básico que hay is the corner, the Google apps. So if you have ever been to Google, here in the corner is where your waffle is. So right here is where all the Google apps are. Now, let me show you right now. Once you drop down, you'll notice that all the Google products. Now, for those of you who don't use a lot of Google, you're not going to have all these. Right now, you'll notice my world is all about Classroom, Meet, Jamboard, Sites, and Slides, and YouTube. I'm going to tell you, notice the one that's dropped down for me has been Mail, because I'm not really doing a lot of email. I'm doing a lot of interactive, a lot of working with kids. Now, if you want to know how to do this, I'm going to tell you right now, if I want mail back, because my life used to be all about mail, you can grab and move them. But I am always moving my tools. This is like my toolkit. This is where I keep all my drawer that has all my secrets. This is where I keep them. Now, if I click on Meet right away, it's up here now. If I click on Meet, it takes me to my Meet screen. So right now, what I love about Meet, it allows me to have all my calendar. So anything I have here set up for calendar, you'll notice right now, here is all the meetings I'm set up for inside of calendar. So right now, let me tell you, I got here by going to Google, and then in Google, I clicked on the waffle, and in the waffle, it dropped me down into here. Now, let me show you what it looks like. It is super basic, and that's why I love it. When I click to join or start a meeting, I can start a meeting if I have the nickname. So that means if I have the code of whatever they called it, I can get in here, or I can start a meeting. For this one, I'm just going to start a meeting and hit continue. Now it's going to open up, and I'm already starting in a Meet. Now, this right here, this is the waiting room. So right now, since I'm starting the Meet, I can automatically go and say join. So I'm going to start my join Meet. I click join. And then here's what I love. Anything you want to share. You want to share this meeting with people. I'm going to show you all the different ways you can do it. All you need is right here. This is what you need. And then you can jump in and join the meeting. So when you share it with kids, this is one of the ways you can do it. I'm going to show you a better way, but just sharing that and you're good. I'm going to close this so you can see the whole screen. Now, let me show you all the buttons here. Right now, down here on the bottom, this one will make me go quiet. It'll mute me. This one makes me leave the meeting, and this one turns off my camera. So easy peasy, that's all you need to have on there. But there's more power. Let's go all the way over here to the right. Here, let me do this one so you guys can see it. I'm going to get out of the way a little bit. I'm going to click on the captions. So I turn on captions, and now it's picking up my language. Now I'm going to tell you, it doesn't work really well with other languages. Si yo pienso hablar español, no trabaja muy bien porque no tiene... You can see that? It's bad. It's horrible. So right now, no, this is a caption option there. I'm going to turn that off because that was really bad in Spanish. Now, this is what I love. Right now here, this is new. So let me show you what this is. When you go to present now on this button aquí, you can share your entire screen like I'm doing right now. I can share just one window. So that means I could be working on another window and share the kids. So if you want to watch the kids as you're presenting, you click share a window. And then the third one, this one called a Chrome tab. I'm going to tell you, if you want to play music for the kids, you click Chrome tab and it plays the music through that. So that way it's the best quality possible. And that is new. Now I'm going to tell you, this is what I love about Google. This stuff has been changing so much because it's what teachers need. So some of these options weren't always there. Now, I want to make sure I get through all the buttons so you know what these do. These little three dots, okay? The three dots are options. You can also record a meeting. You can record a meeting, and that means you can actually teach to the kids, record the meeting. Don't have a meeting with anybody. You record yourself, and you can share the kids. If you share your screen, you can show them the lesson by doing that. I'm going to turn off my camera because it's freaking me out watching myself twice. So I'm going to click on this button here, turn off my camera so I don't have like that thing in my face talking twice.
Hey, George.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. Can we do a quick question?
Yes.
Okay. Oscar's asking if you can restrict a meet to only invited students. He's saying, se están uniendo alumnos de otros cursos. Like kids from other classes are coming in his classes.
Okay. So there's two things you need to do. Uno, you need to make sure that whoever sets up your Google admin, you have to make sure that they cannot create a meeting. So that means the kids can only join a meeting. Now, the reason that's important is because if they can create a meeting, they can kind of figure out the nickname and get in. So if they can't create a meeting, all they can do is join a meeting. That's the first thing we had to do. The second thing you have to do is make sure that you create a nickname. So right now, I didn't do that. I'm going to tell you down here when I said meeting details, when I went down here and clicked on this, when I clicked on this here, I did meeting details. I didn't create a nickname. So right now, when I did down here, I didn't do that. So let me actually just, let me quit and then start a new one. So I'm going to click on hang up. So I'm going to leave the meeting. So I hang up, I'm out of the meeting, and I'm going to return back to the home screen. Now, I'm going to tell you, I would always recommend creating it in Classroom, which I'm going to show you is the last thing. But right now, this is one way you can do it. When you click join or start a meeting, here, I would name this one. And just to show you how I do this, now I'm going to change it a little bit so you guys don't join my meetings by accident. I'm going to go the school name, my last name, and then a number. So right now, if you type in this name, That gets you into the meeting that I've created. This is the thing that you need to make sure that when you share this, if you share, let me hit continue. So now you need that code to get into my meeting. Now, if I go right now and say join now, if you share this thing right here where it says meet.google.com, if you share this, they're able to get around that and they're able to join your meeting because you gave them direct access. If you share that, go to meet.google.com. So if you look up here on the address up here, you notice if you tell them to go to meet.google.com and then they have to type in the keyword you gave them, that's the authentication key. Now, it will happen though, is if the kids share the authentication key to each other, then you're dealing with more of a discipline issue that the kids are giving like the llave to the house to someone else. Now in classroom, it's not perfect. In classroom, you can turn it on and off the meeting. And that's been something that's helped us with kids that are getting into places they shouldn't. But no, right now, it's about the llave you're giving to them. If you create a nickname, only people. So right now you notice none of you guys can join my meeting because right now, look what it says right here. Only people from my school district can join. So right now, nobody can join but people from my BUSD school address. I don't know if that answers the question perfectly, but it's the best way we have found. Because again, Google, this was not, let me turn off the camera again. This is not something that was created for, like, no one ever thought we were going to teach like this. So a lot of things that we're figuring out is how do we make it more secure? Right now, the first thing they've done is nickname. And the second thing would be doing it in classroom, which I'll show you as soon as I show you the buttons on the bottom. Now, going back to the buttons on the bottom to make sure I'm able to get these. Record the meeting already covered. Change layout. This is really important if you're teaching to kids. This is the one I pick all the time if I'm showing my screen full screen and I want the kids to be able to see it. So full screen here is the one you need to see, the one thing. If you need to see everybody, you want to pick this one because it puts everyone on the grid. So I want to know that I usually tell kids to go this way. And then I stay in this one so I can see them. So this one, you pick it by going down to the 3 dots. And then on the 3 dots, pick change layout. Oops, pick change layout. Okay, now you have the settings. You can pick audio, options you already know. Full screen we're already in. And then I'm going to go up here to the top. Now this one right here is all the people that are in your meeting. And then this is your chat. So right now I'm going to demonstrate that when I join with a student, but this is your chat and this is where you can kind of have all the writing down and there is no private chats. It's all in the public chat. So I'm going to tell you one of the things I do at the end is I come in here, I copy the whole chat and I paste it into a Google Doc so that I can tell the kids, this is how I'm going to give them participation points, or I can see what's being happening in the chat because no one has time to read all this while you're teaching. So just know this is one of the things you have to know, that the chat is live. You can't block the chat. Now, I want you to know that that's basically all you need to know. I want you to know that's how you can communicate, but I want to show how do we get this out to the kids. And Carlos asked a really good question. I wish there was one button that you can like block people right away and do this stuff. There's some things with Zoom, and I'm going to be honest here. Zoom is a great product. There's a lot of things I wish Hangouts had, Meet had, that Zoom has. But there's some security issues that we've had with looking into Zoom. So I want you to know that Google, if they have a Google account, it's all within the same domain. In Zoom, sometimes kids sign in by accident by giving out their personal information because that's where we're trying to stay away from. So Meet does it all for me, really nice and clean. Now, let me show you how we share this. And right now, Carlos, I hope this is something that might help you. Now, I'm going to flip screens. So just know right now what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip screens and let me bring myself back. Where did I go? Here I am. Let me just tell you right now, these are 2 different accounts. On this side over here, this side over here is up here is the teacher account. This side over here, this is a student account. So know right now, this is called Google Classroom. This is by far the best way to do this. So let me show you. This is the assignments. So right here on here are the assignments. So there's a teacher puts them in. Here's the assignments from the kids view. And this is the name of the class. So right now you see they're exactly the same. On my side, it has class code. You'll notice over here, I have the herramientas or the settings. And you notice right now, they don't have this. So right now, look what I'm about to do. I'm going to click here on the settings, and it's going to open up the back menu. Here's where you name your class. Here's your general information. But there's a new one here that just came up a couple weeks ago. You can now start a meet inside of Classroom. So watch what's going to happen. I'm going to, right here is the magic word where it says look up aquí. That means you have to be in the meet for the kids to come in. And that means when you leave the meet, it closes. Now, how do the kids get here? See where it says visible to students aquí? You click here to turn it on. So you turn it on now, and you got to click save. So I have a couple of teachers that have clicked that on, but they forget to hit save. You click save now, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for this to go. Now you'll notice that I have a meet code up here that you can click. Over here, the kids don't have it yet because you have to refresh the screen. So let's refresh it. And now you're going to notice that the kid now has that meet code right here. Okay. Now, if you don't want kids to have this code, it doesn't matter anymore. You used to have to turn it on and off. But now remember, let's say this kid goes, oh, I want to jump into a meet. They click on here and then they get this error and says, sorry, we can't join the call. Why? Read it. You cannot create a meeting yourself. You're joining a meeting from Google Classroom. Wait for your teacher to join, then refresh this page. So right now, I need to jump in here because I'm the teacher. So when I click in here, I'm going to jump in here. And now here I am. I'm in the waiting room. Let's jump into my meeting. So here I am again. I'm going to turn off my screen and my microphone because I don't want it to echo. And then I'm going to go through here and go to the student account. Remember, refresh your screen because now this is open. Now the kid says, oh, George is here. Let me turn off the thing. I don't want echoes. And I'm going to hit join now. Now, here we are. Teacher view, student view, you're side to side. Now, here's what I love doing in here. Here, what I can do is I can drop anything I want the students to go to. So here's where I would drop links. Here's where I drop out. Here's our slide deck for today. Here's our agenda. Here's where I want you to go next. I drop it in here and it shows up for the student. So right now, let me just show you an example. In here, I'm going to type down here. I'm going to type in, hello, here is the slide deck for today. And then you'll notice over here, there's a notice. They click on it. And then, oops, they click on it. And then now on the chat, it'll show up. So right now I can be sharing things back and forth to the student. Now, here's the trick. It actually doesn't matter anymore, but I just try to do it. Never leave the kids in there by themselves. Say, okay, adios, hasta luego. They leave. The kid leaves the meeting. Then I go through and then I leave the meeting. So I make sure everyone leaves, everyone's gone, it's all over. So remember, this is the teacher account. This is the student account. The kid goes to rejoin. And then now when you come here, it says you can't join the call. Why can't they join the call? Is because you're not there. So right now, no, this is really important that you can turn on the meeting and off the meeting. Where did the student get the information for this meeting? The student got the information from this meeting because they got it from Classroom. So here's the thing. This is the key right here. And the key word right here is look up. By having that word in there and by having this code that's tied to your classroom, the kids cannot be in there without you. Now, again, if they share this to other students, you're still going to have to kick them out. So right now, let me show you one more time. I'm going to rejoin the meeting. Because I rejoined the meeting, I have to return to home screen. Okay, hold on. I got to go to my classroom. In my classroom, I have to click the code because I closed the door. And when you close the door, you have to reopen it. So right now, I have to reopen it by going back to Classroom. The kid comes in here, and I'm going to just tell you, this is the thing I have to always pay attention. If they're signing in with their Google account, so let me turn off my mic, turn off this. If they're signing in with their Google account, which is their school account, they are getting this. So I'm going to go join now. You're noticing right now here, I have the student's name. So right now here where it says BV's test student, I know exactly which student it is that's joining my class because they're tied to that. Now let me cheat a little bit to show you this. I'm going to copy the address to this meeting. Let's see if I can even jump in. And this is actually going to be a test. I don't know if you can jump in if you're not part of the domain. So let me go. Let me try to cheat by going to, I'm going to cheat completely and go to what's called an incognito window. which means it's not really a Google account. And let me see if I can get in here. Right now, let me see if I can get in. Okay, allow. I'm going to hit allow. So this is not part of my domain. I'm going to type bad guy. Now I'm going to be asked to join. Now let's go back to the account. Which account is it? It's this way. Do you notice right here? If it's not a Google account from your district, from your school, you have to admit or deny. So if you don't recognize the name and it doesn't automatically join because it's a school account, I would click not admit, I would click deny. So they have to give a name and then they have to ask for permission to join. So I would click deny and that person's not joined my meeting. So just know right now, that's how I would get around by doing it through Classroom is by far the easiest way. Now to go quickly through this, I'm going to hang out of these so I'm not in like 5 different meets. To know right now, this video is there for you. They're going to post this video. No, Classroom by far is the easiest way. But let me just show you before I go to Jamboard, another ways that you can do this. So right now, I am going to get out of this. The other ways you can do this is you can actually create this in Calendar. So in Calendar, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to create a new meeting. So I'm going to create, and then in create, I'm going to go down here and type class meeting. And then here's the key. See where it says add video and add conferencing? I can set the time and I add video and conferencing. Now I've created a meet. And now I have a meet that I can schedule this. I'm going to go down here where it says more options. So down here where it says more options, I'm going to click on this. And then what I'm going to do in here is right now I can go up here where it says do not repeat. And I'm going to click on say, I want to make it custom. So if I'm going to have a meeting, and I'm going to tell you, I used to do this all the time in Untitled Classroom. I want to do it Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And how long do I want it? I want it to never stop, or I want it to end on June 30th. I hit done. Now I'm going to have a calendar invite. So let's go save. I'm going to have a calendar invite now that's going to say, when did I start it though? Now I got to find it. It's somewhere in here. I don't know where I have, but okay, I'll give you an example. I have morning yoga that I set up that I have a calendar invite that I'm able to jump in right away. So here's the link to jump in it. I'm going to hide it so you guys can't jump in my morning yoga. But right now I can click and create a calendar invite and create one inside of that. Now, let's make the transition that I want you guys to have to what I want you guys to see is I want you guys to know Meet is to get to the kids. So you can make a calendar invite, you can make it in Classroom, but you can have them join. Now, here's the thing. This is called Jamboard, and I'm going to go as fast as I can through it, and then I'm going to give it to you. Dominic, if you drop the first one, that's called, I think the first one's called Jamboard. If you guys click on it, only 50 of you can get in here. This is an interactive whiteboard. Now, for you, the guys are getting errors that say, I can't join, is because your board hasn't turned it on or your district hasn't turned it on. Nobody knows this existed because it's a Google product. It's just like a Google Docs and Google Slides and all those things. Because look up here. See where it says share? This is a Google product. So Dominic, if you want to join me for a second and just jump in, I want you to say, is it gato or perro? Which one are you? Grab a sticky note and add your name. A sticky note's right down here. If you click on the sticky note, it shows up here, and I'm a puro dog guy, so I'm gonna go perro, and then I'm gonna put my name, and then I'm gonna hit save, and then here's my sticky note, and then I'm gonna move my sticky note over to what I want. So if you guys see a lot of you guys are joining up here, if you guys want to go down here where it says sticky note, on the sticky note, click on it, and I want you to type in what are you gonna vote for? Are you a perro or are you a gato? Which one's your favorite? And then when you're done, when you did the sticky note, and the sticky notes are right here, the sticky notes. When you click one, we have Dominique, and Dominique, okay, I was gonna say, oh, Lula, perro también. Okay, so right now, I usually do this with tacos or with your favorite tacos, but I don't know if everyone loves tacos as much as I do. I put tacos de lengua or de pastor, whatever you want, but you can put 2 pictures and you can vote. The little stickies are really cool for the kids to be able to do it. You can do morning check-ins, all this stuff, but you'll notice, now here's the thing. If you're getting an error message, it's because they haven't turned it on. It's just a Google product that people doesn't know existed. Right now we have no gatos. That's great. I love dogs. But right now you have people here being able to vote. I can share this to the kids through Meet, and then we can totally interact this way. Now, think of this as a slide, but with magic. We can work on it together. Now, this one is all interactive. This one's interactive because when I clicked share, I did it just like a Google Doc. I made it that anyone can edit, and I just shared this link to you. In Classroom, I can share this as an assignment. In Classroom, I can make everyone have their own copy. I have more examples for you, so let me show you. So right now, I'm on slide 1, so I'm just going to keep on going. You guys can keep voting. If I want to cheat on slide 2, and if I have kids that can't really like type that, I can use the stickies here that I created. I just wrote everyone's name, and I can go through and move them, and I can have them vote this way. So depending on what age group you're working with, you can have the stickies already there for them. So this is a way to kind of do it for littles, for younger. Again, I'm just going to go through all the examples because I'm supposed to end, and I want to give you time to show you how I did this. Now, I'm in slide 3. Here's what I love about this. And I gave you the directions in the next thing I'm going to share with you. Up here, when I click on it, I can tell where everyone's at. Some of you guys are still up here in slide 1. Some of you guys have moved over to slide 2. I can tell you, like, your little ducks, where I can find out where you're at. Now, because we're not all in the same domain, I can't see your names. If you were my students, I could see each of your names up here. You have right now all these things here. Oh, thank you, Dominique. Right now, we have all these things up here where I can tell where you're at, and I know right now where you're going. I'm in slide 3, and in slide 3, I'm going to show you more of the magic. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pen. So right now down here, where's La Pluma? There's all these different kind of pins here. So right now, if I click on the pin, I have 4 different kinds of pins. The first one is the one you can write with. So right now, I'm using my mouse. I'm just writing. I can do 9 + 2, and then I can go through, and I'm just using my mouse skills on this. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret. There's an app for Android and for Apple. You can use this on your iPhone, on the iPad, or any Android device. It's so much better to use your finger to write in that. But you have a whole pen thing here that you can use, and you have all these different markers. You also have the eraser. Again, the eraser allows you to get rid of stuff. Yeah, someone already found the pin. That's awesome. Now you have here, you have the stickies we already used, but right now you see it doesn't take a lot. You can write on it. Now, right now, we're working on it together. I know some of you guys would be like, I don't want to share this with my kids. They're going to go crazy. Then is when you share a copy to each kid through Classroom, or you share it just like you do a Google Doc to each kid, and you can write all over it, and you can have that. The other one that's not going to look as cool because you guys are in here with me, but right now this laser, I can be like, okay, hola, let's say this word, hola. It's a laser pointer. What does this word say? La. You can do all these things. You can talk with the laser pointer. It just kind of shows up on the screen and it disappears. Now, the way that I inserted an image, it's really simple. If you click on the icon that looks like a mountain inside of a frame, when I click on it, I can drop in a picture, and you can automatically upload your own, or you can do it from a Google image search, from your drive or from your photos. I'm just going to do an image search, and I'm going to go through, and let's do the one I wanted to do, I do with my kids, tacos. See what tacos show up. So right now, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to ask a very important question. I live in the United States, and this frustrates me all the time. I'm going to put this down here. Some of my kids think this is a taco. So right now, I would ask, the question would be, is this a taco? And then I would be like, I'd put all the different tacos, and I'd be like, vote for the best taco. And then I can go through and just insert images like that, make stickies, and then be able to make the whole thing be interactive for the students. Okay, so that's on slide 3. You saw some of you guys are playing with it, but let me give you all the examples I have for you. We also use this in slide 4. I'm going to go to here. I'm going to use this as a way that we use this to be able to work with the littles. So here's a word. Build, sort build your IG word. So right now I'm on slide 4, and then here we have the word pig. Dominic, if you're with me, I would say, like, right now, all I did was grab the things, move over. Dominic, if you're with me on this slide, can one of you guys create a word using the IG words to make a word? So right now, if you would grab from the pile and you move it over, you're able to do this. And then we can go through and start to sound them out. What are we saying? And all these stickies are right over here. Now, I know sometimes in the questions, people are like, where did you find all these stickies, all this stuff? Where did you find these words? This is all it is. I went and clicked on the stickies like you did your word, And all I did is like, hey, let's do I. I hit enter or save, sorry. I go G, hit save, and then I do, let's do, what do I not have? I don't have S. So right now, let's just do S. And then right now, I have these words that are dropping down. So that's how I made the little stickies, and then you have them here. And you guys can see how interactive this can be. I'm going to tell you, no matter what grade level you work, you can have a cell as the picture, and you can have all the parts, label the cell. You can have all these words. And again, you can move everything. I know some of you guys are going, wait, but how do I lock this? Or what if the kids mess this up? Then you have to understand who you're sharing it to. Should it be everybody? Should it be a copy where the kids can do their homework this way? No more PDFs. No more giving them stuff that they can't manipulate. If they can move it, guess what is happening? It's just like my face on the screen. It's interactive. Where did I get this pig? I got this pig from inserting an image, and I'm able to build it this way. Okay, I have more examples for you. I just want to show you how some of my teachers are using. Susan Stewart, I'll give you her information. She created a lot of this stuff, and she's been really opening my eyes to everything. Here are numbers. What if I want the kids to count? I have all these things here. I can have them count by tens. I can have them all these things. I can have them work with stuff and make it all interactive. Now, I love Google Slides, but sometimes this is so much better. It's so simple that you can just build with it. Now, again, I know I'm not paying attention to the chat because I'm trying to get to you. I know some of you guys are going, I can't access this. The IT people that are in charge of your stuff, they don't know this exists. All they have to do is turn it on and you have it all. It works with Google Drive. It works with Classroom. It's a Google product. I wish they'd already had it turned it on because it's amazing. Now I'm going to go up to slide 6. Now, again, I'm going, oh, wonder where everyone's at. I wonder where everyone went. Remember, if I click up here, I can tell I got friends all over the place going back and forth, going through that. So right now you notice I can tell if I go to slide 7, this is one of the ones my teachers love. This is pin in English. But what happens when we add a letter E to it? Now the word changes to pine. So right now, think about how you have this in your classroom. How can we interact? How can we have some of the same lessons? How can we continue to build up? And again, I'm trying to give you as many different examples as I can of all the different grade levels we've used this for. Continuing again, you can show 6 plus 2. Oh, and this is one thing I haven't shown you yet. Right now, we have 6 plus 2. We have shapes that we can go. Where did I add these? I added these by going to shapes, images, and then I just did a Google search for an image, and I was able to find it and drop it in. Now, the one thing you didn't see me do yet that I want to make sure you know, you can also change the background. Now, remember, this is really, really simple, so there's not that many options. So when I click on background, here are the options you have. You have the very plain white. You have the little checkered one that I just showed you here. You also have 2 different graphs. You have the graph paper with, I'm sorry, this is paper. This is the line paper where you can write. But you have the 2 very simple ones. So you have the graph one, and you have the gray one. And then you have 2 colors. You have blue and you have black. And that's it. And I know people are always saying, hey, I want to change the background. I want to do this. I just want you to know it's the simplicity of this is how powerful it is. Anyone can do it. Anyone can create. And then you can build interactive lessons. Now, let me show you a couple more before I give you a Jamboard that you can copy and have for you. So you guys can see these are all the different examples. Some of you guys are adding pictures. I love this. Now, the one that's my favorite are these last 2. I'm going to tell you, our curriculum sometimes frustrates me. And so right now, what we did, we took a picture directly from our book. So this is a picture that we took a screenshot, click, of our book. And then we added the instructions by using a sticky. Now we're asking something different. We're asking them to use the highlighter tool to mark the sentences that show when someone's speaking. Look for the quotation marks. And if you see right down here, here's the hint. Now, over here where the pin is, where the pins are up here, the pins, one of the things you have here when you click on the pins, you have right here the highlighter. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to go yellow because everyone knows it's a highlighter. And then I can just come through and then I can highlight where the person is speaking. So I can learn to do that. I can tell me where highlight all the nouns, highlight all the verbs, highlight all the things I want them to do. That can be done in here. Okay. Now there's one final one before I show you how we can share this. Okay. The final one is kind of the same thing. What do you see in this picture? Use the pen or sticky notes to describe this picture. So this is one of the things I show the kids a picture, and then they're able to like build up what they see, what they think, what they feel. You can do this also with any assignment. Just take the picture. Where did we get this picture? We got it from our book because it's something the kids were supposed to do. Now, let me show you the Google Doc way to share this. If I click on share, okay, and I want the kids to have this, the first thing you need to change is what do you want them to do? If I click on change, you can make it that only certain people can change it or who can get to it. But this is the magic one right here. See that anyone has access to it? I think of it like a Google Doc. Do you want everyone to write on it, or do you want them to only view it? If you click that they can only view it, they can't move anything. So I've had a couple teachers share it with only view access, and it messes it up. You can't do anything with it. But with edit, you can play with it. Okay, so that's the Google Doc way. So that's how I think about it. You can also put people's email addresses on here, but right now I think of it as a Google Doc. That's how you can share it. But here's my favorite way to share it. I'm going to go back to my classroom. So right now I'm going to go back and show you the classroom side. So right now I'm going to go back to my classroom, and I'm going to show you how I can share this within Google Classroom. So I'm going to click up here where it says classwork. I'm going to click up here where it says create. And remember, this is a Google product, so I can make it an assignment. So when I click on assignment, now I can just type in here, this is through Jamboard. Let me just type in Jamboard right here. And then here's the place it lives. I'm going to click on add. So when I click on add, I can add from my Google Drive. Now, when I click on my Google Drive, you'll notice that all my Jamboards are going to show up. So right now it's going to take a second to load, and then my Jamboards are going to show up. Here's the Jamboard I just did. When I click on the Jamboard and I go down here to say add, when I click on this, notice right now it just dropped it in there and the kids have access to it. But remember, here's where I'm talking about. This is where the power lies. This is the same one. They can view it. The second one, that means they can all edit together, right? Do I want them all to edit the same one? But this is the one I love. I can make a copy for each student. So that means everyone has their own Jamboard and they're not sharing it. They're not erasing each other's work. If I wanted to make an assignment, I can do it through this by making every kid get the copy. And that's as quick as we want to do. If I wanted to also share this through a Meet, remember in the Meet, I can drop it in the chat and all the people can access it right away. So this is the thing I love about Jamboard. It's a Google product. That means it works under all the same umbrella. All of it works together. Just like Meet. Remember, I can do a Meet in Calendar. I can do a Meet in Classroom. A Jamboard can work the same way. This is why sometimes I like to work in the same ecosystem. This is why I call it the tortilla. It all works together because all it needs is a little bit of change and they all slide together. All right, Dom, do you have a question?
Yeah, we have a quick question from Samantha here in the chat. She's asking if there's a way to see who's actually making the changes.
Okay, so remember in Google Slides, we can see the revision history, and you can see who it is. Right now, like for instance, Dominique, are you in the slide deck at all?
I am.
Okay, will you go to slide 10 and touch the thing that says kids, the sticky? Now, Dominique, see right now, Dominique is this. If Dominique and I were under the same, if we had the same email, like whatever the end of her email is, if we're in the same school, I would not see this anonymous lemur or whatever she is. I would see Dominique, and I would see her picture or her letter, whatever is on the top of her Google account. I would see that. So sometimes here's what I do. I'm going to tell you, I have an Arturo. Arturo's this kid. Let me see if anyone's on slide 1. Arturo would be the kid up here that actually I'll pick on this person. Anonymous Ifriti, I'd be Arturo. Get off slide 3, come join us on slide 10. And then Arturo, I could see Arturo moving over or coming all the way over. So right here, when you click up here, you can see. You can also tell when somebody is in wherever they're at. If I click, I can sometimes jump to where they're at. But right now, no, we're not in the same domain. I can't do anything. Right now, if we're under the same domain, I could see their names. I don't know if that makes sense. If you can go through that.
That was perfect. Thank you.
All right, now Dominique, will you drop the next link? And so the next link I gave you, I want to know that I'm looking at the clock in my corner because I know you have a lot of stuff planned today. I gave you a Jamboard that is a Jamboard tutorial. So if you go to that one, so she's going to drop in the link, you'll be able to see right there on that link. I think the first one I gave you is Jamboard for Todos. The next one is Jamboard for me. Or that one, if I click on that one's going to take me to a different one. So let me actually do it myself. That one's going to force you to make a copy. Now, the reason I'm making you a copy, I've now broken it and said, we're not sharing it. You're not going to see anyone else. This one's for you. This one's your own. And I just want you to know quickly what's on there. When you click and make a copy, it's going to go to your folder of Drive and Jamboards. Now, the first time, because it's copying everything, it will take a little bit longer than a Google Doc because there's a lot here. Now, all it is I'm going through each slide and you'll see me pointing at things. So I use Bitmojis. So everything I just talked about, what are those things? My little Bitmoji is telling you what it is. Okay, I'm just going to go through them quickly so you know what I'm talking about. So the next frame, this is the one I use. I use this with my kids. I say, vote for what you want to eat. If you don't vote, daddy's going to choose for you. Each of my kids and my wife has a sticker. Okay, now, right now, you'll notice everyone has this. Now, this is the one question the kids always want to know. Mr. B, how did you put an emoji in your sticker? Let me just show you that as we get to the close here. So I'm going to click on the sticky. And on the sticky, as long as you're anywhere that you can type, it has to be where you can type. A 2-finger tap on your trackpad opens up what's called an emoji menu. So right now, see right now where it says emoji and symbols? It's because it's where I can type. A 2-finger tap, which is called a right click, and it opens up the emoji menu. On here, when I click on the emoji menu, let me just do it real quick. When I click on the emoji menu, it gives me my options that I have. And where do my options go? Okay, usually it gives me my options, but I don't know if it's because I'm sharing my screen. It's not showing me my emoji menu. Is it on another screen? I don't know. But anyway, it's on there. And then there we go. So I click on the Mexico one, and then I type in papi. And then the trick here is, remember, these are all the different colors you have, but the last color is my favorite. The last color makes it clear. Now, when I click save, now you're going to notice I have a new sticky that's going to show up. That's going to be called Papi with this right here. So is this the one? So right now here, notice that it's basically still a sticky, but it just took the emoji and dropped it in there. So whenever you type, if you go 2-finger tap, the emoji menu shows up. Now, again, I'm going to keep going to make sure I get through it. This is the same one, the different one here showing you. Now, sticky notes. I want to make sure you know, choose your color. Now, this one's the one I just showed you, transparent. This blue line, I'm going to tell you, some people always tell me, how much can I type? You can type as much as that blue line fills up. The more you start typing, that is going to take up the space. When it gets to the end, it's just like Twitter. You're done. You can't type anymore. Even if you hit enter, it'll cut you off when it turns red. So this is how much you have. Again, going through it, it's all a tutorial there going through. Here's more examples of the numbers. Okay, here's where I was clicking on. Oops, I'm sorry. I went too fast. Whew. Okay, so right now here, see where my finger is pointing? This is where you click and you get this drop-down menu. So you can see, so right now, the guy that I was working with on here, I can see his picture because we were working in the same domain. This here, this plus is where you can add more white frames. You have more spaces to work. Because in Google Slides, it's on the side. In Jamboard, it goes through. And then the 3 little dots, this is where you can delete and duplicate all those things. Okay, so right now, no, this one's yours. You have that. Now, you're still going to ask me this. Where do I get to Jamboard? This is really simple. If you already got the copy of it, if you click on this here, this will take you back to Jamboard. But let me highlight where Jamboard lives. Jamboard, because it's a Google product, it's jamboard.google.com. So just know right now, this is all you need for the address. So if you're wondering where is it, it's jamboard.google.com because it's a Google product. And just to let you know, I found this basically about 3 weeks ago, and I have not stopped playing with this. I just been playing with this over and over because it's my new favorite tool. It's everything I've ever wanted and didn't know existed. Now, if you start using this, I'm going to tell you, remember how we started? We started here in the corner. If you click on this here, notice right now, what has moved into my top 6 or top 5 now? You'll notice Jamboard is here now because it's one of my favorite tools, along with Sites, Slides, Meet, and Classroom. So right now, no, we're right at 9 o'clock. I knew I threw a lot at you. I know that Jamboard for me and Meet, they work well together because you can do online classes like this. You can move the stuff back and forth like we're doing. We can interact with the students visually, and then we can have that. The last thing that Dominique's going to drop is how I'm doing this with my face. Last time we had time. Right now we're right at 9 o'clock. I know you guys have a busy schedule, so I don't want to go way over like it did last time, but I want to make sure you know, hopefully you see how exciting this can be and how we can do these things and how it can be interactive. If you didn't know Jamboard existed, you're okay. 3 weeks ago, I didn't even know I needed it. Now I can't live without it. So hopefully this will be something that your eyes are open. You can use this. And I again, I haven't been paying attention to the chat. So Dominique, if I miss something, please tell me.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, George, is the link you want me to share the Demo Slam link?
Yeah, the Demo Slam or the video, Magic for All. Did I give you that one? That's just a video.
I see Demo Slam at the end.
Okay, that one. That one has the instructions on there. And there's a video on there. Okay.
That was awesome. No, thank you. We had lots of people in the chat just super excited about using this tool. People didn't know it existed. Same as you. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any other questions. We had one, and I'm not exactly sure. I asked Sergio to clarify. He said, ¿se puede aceptar alumnos por grupo or solo en forma individual? Like he was asking, I think.
Or in Jamboard.
I think it was for Google Meet. Like if you can invite students by group, by individual, but then I think you answered that with showing it through Classroom.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you, it's changing so much. Like I didn't show you one thing today in Meet today, and not everyone has it, so I didn't want to confuse you. Now in Meet, you can also mute people. If you created it, you can mute them, and you can also hide them. So it means you can turn off their screen. And that's just came out, but it's not for everybody. I know I've been sharing it with people and like, I don't have it yet, but it's changing every day. So I'm hoping that as we're going further, it looks like our futuro is this distance learning, that those things will change with us. I'm going to tell you, if you want it, please request it. So in every Google product, there's a help. In the help, there's always a suggestion. They're listening to us because they know how much we need this. So please know the changes that have happened all been because of teachers.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with that. And George, I don't know if you know who's up next. Did I tell you who's coming next?
No. Is there a schedule? Is it Darren?
No, Darren's in the chat and he has said hi. He said hi, but look who's here with us.
Ouch! Is it Darren?
I'm sorry, no. I said Darren because Darren was here last time. El guapo. Hey, wait, Dominic, do you know? Do you know that what's happening with this guy?
Wait, yes. With Shani? Yes, I do. I'm so excited.
Oh man, I just want you to know, I think I was after their parents, I think I was the next person to know. So I was so happy. Here, Sean, I'm going to give you my baby face. So this is my baby face.
Thank you, George.
And they're naming their child after me. So I'm so excited for that. So Shani, Jorge is a beautiful name, and you're going to have that. And you guys, Shani is one of my favorite presenters. He knows so much. So I am so excited that he's taking over for me so that I can put on my glasses, put on my towel. I haven't even showered. I just got up and jumped right in, and I wanted to be with you guys. But man, I need some spa time. I need some.
We all
treat yourself.
Yes.
Oh man. Well, thank you, George, so much for sharing about Jamboard and Google Meet. And I know there's going to be lots of teachers who weren't with us live, but who are going to watch this later. Mm-hmm. So thank you so much, and for all your fun filters.
And now they have to watch it all the way to the end to see you in your glory.
Dude, you know you want this. This is what his wife looks like walking around the house. Shani, I'm pregnant. I'm having a baby. Got to take care of me.
George, I'm just going to go ahead and kick you out.
Okay, bye. Adios.
Bye, George. All right, Shani, sorry about that. But yes, we are so excited for you and Jess. And Darren is yelling at you in the chat saying hi.
Oh.
But happy Children's Day. It's Children's Day today in Mexico. I mean, it's kind of like every day is Children's Day in my opinion, but there's lots of fun things happening for kids today. So this week we're asking our presenters to bring a toy or something fun, maybe from your childhood, maybe for your child's childhood. Do you have anything to share with us?
I do. I got the message in time, which is exciting. I brought our current child's favorite toy, which is my dog Oliver, and he loves this stuffed lobster, little langosta we brought back from Cape Cod, and he loves playing with it. So I thought I'll bring my current child's favorite toy.
I love that. And it's still in one piece. Does he chew those things up or no?
He doesn't. He likes to snuggle with them, and he likes to play keep away. So he loves it when I chase him, and he's like, "Oh, I've got my toy," and I'm like, "I don't want to touch it, but okay, we'll play this game."
Aw, love it. Well, I showed George earlier, but I have, it's kind of falling apart, but we've been doing a lot of DIY.
Oh, nice.
Max made me a little rocket ship that he likes me to keep on my desk. It keeps falling over though, but that's what we've been doing during quarantine. So Shani, I'm going to go ahead and put on a quick little video, and then if you want to start sharing your stuff with me, we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay, sounds great. And hi, Darren. I'm going to share a bunch of your stuff, so I don't know if you want to stick around or not, but just give me a preview.